If you're anywhere near my age of 19, this should be quite relatable to you. The George Lopez Show was one of the many shows by comedians that I enjoyed as a kid. It was always there when you were supposed to be in bed 5 hours ago, but if I'm being honest with you, I don't know if I liked it because it was a good show or if it was more bearable to watch than Full House. Mid! Feel free to type your hate comment because I don't like Full House. But anyway, back to the topic. When I think about the best comedians of all time like Richard Pryor, Bernie Mac, Steve Harvey, Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, Martin Lawrence, Chris Tucker, Damon Wayans, and even Bill Cosby, 70% of them had their own shows, and if they didn't, they had great film careers. In this era of the 90s to the early 2000s, a show for a stand-up comedian was a sign that you made it. To some comedians, that was their chance to be introduced to a brand new family audience that otherwise wouldn't know them. If your parents were really strict, you probably wouldn't have been introduced to some of these comedians like Bernie Mac and Chris Rock because of how crude their stand-up was. But through these shows, I think you were able to become a lifelong fan. I'm saying all this to answer the question, where did this genre go?
Next question.
Now, it's not like this genre has completely disappeared. There have still been shows like The Carmichael Show, Mr. Iglesias, and Marlon, but you can tell the landscape is still scarce for this genre. I think I found the reason why there are no more shows. It's all Kevin Hart's fault.
I said, wait a minute, wait a minute.
I'm for real, Kevin became the biggest stand-up comedian ever. He never had a show. The closest thing to a show is social media like Instagram, Twitter, and his YouTube channel where he hosts interviews. But where he really thrived was with movies. He started with little cameos, then got to side characters, and now constantly the main character in his own movies. He built his brand opposite to the industry standard and became the biggest comedian ever. So it's only natural that studios and comedians themselves forget about the value of a TV show. But I personally think both of these formulas are a little flawed in today's time. Kevin came up in a time where comedians could star in low budget comedies and they can make triple their budget. That is extremely rare nowadays because of the regression of box office return, but that could be a video in itself. But the reason the show's model doesn't really work anymore is because no one watches cable TV. Damn! Sure, you have streaming, but you really truly have to stand out from the rest compared to the days where you were forced to watch what was on at that time. The final factor affecting both methods is the declining attention span of the target audience. I mean, I should know, only half of y'all have made it up to here. New age comedians combat all these issues by promoting and doing way more on social media. This led to comedians like Desi Banks, Chris Redd, and Drewski dominating Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. But what I noticed from all these paths a comedian can take, they always come back to stand up eventually. And they usually make me laugh a lot, and that's why I keep coming back to see a show or special or movie or Instagram video. I do miss these shows a lot, and I did hear that Drewski is making a show about his time as a super senior, so I will definitely be tuned into that. But I did have an interesting idea just to think about. Vince Staples, Jack Harlow, Drewski, all in one show. Am I cooking? Because I think I am. And last thing, someone needs to fill the void that Hassan Minhaj left with his weekly news show. He was the only way I kept up with news because I need an anchor to keep cracking jokes the whole time or I'm just gonna lose interest. But yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like, tell me what you think about the lost art of the stand-up comedian show, and subscribe. Bye.